Welcome to everybody here in person and online. I heard when I walked in that this year we had a record number of votes. Over 90% of our shareholders voted. So we're proud and excited that we have a large, engaged number of shareholders. Brian, in-house counsel, will you please provide proof of notice of the meeting?
Certainly. I have a certified copy of the notice of this meeting that was mailed on April 13th, 2026 to shareholders of record as of March 31st, 2026. And on the record date, there were 33,575,976 shares of common stock outstanding. I also have a list of shareholders as of the record date.
Is there anyone present or on the conference call who intends to vote in person?
You are unmuted.
Did I hear that someone on the conference call? Okay, I did not. So I won't keep asking that question with each vote. If someone going to the conference call while we're underway, and need to let me know if someone joins after this. Okay, Brian, do we have a quorum?
We do. The number of shares represented by proxy or in person is 30,433,895 shares, which represents 90.4% of the shares outstanding. So there is a quorum present.
Since quorum is present, the meeting is hereby declared convened. We'll consider proposal number 1 to elect 17 directors nominated by our board of directors for a 1-year term. Is there any discussion of the proposal? Brian, would you
unmute
the election?
Yes, sir. 24,764,623 shares, or 84.81% of the shares voting on the election were voted for the directors. No individual director received affirmative votes of less than a majority of the shares voting. All of the nominees have been elected.
Okay, proposal 2 to ratify Forvis Mazars as the company's independent public accounting firm. Forvis Mazars has been selected by the audit committee to continue as our independent registered public accounting firm for the upcoming year. They have served as our auditors for 13 years. George Simon is a partner with Forvis. George is here. Any comments, George? That's good. No comments from your auditor is a good thing. Brian, will you please report on the results of the voting?
As to that proposal, there were 29,683,296 shares, representing 88.41% of the shares outstanding voted for the proposal. It has been approved.
Okay, proposal 3 is the advisory vote to approve executive compensation. Any discussion of this proposal? Brian, would you please
report unmuted.
This vote?
Proposal number 3, 28,660,802 shares, or 98.15% of the shares represented at the meeting voted for the proposal. It has been approved.
Okay, that concludes the business portion of our meeting. David Harlow is here, and David, come on up. There's a microphone.
All right. Well, since I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, I'll be brief. But I'm going to focus on kind of just our results overall. But before I do that, I want to really talk about the reason for our results. It's really I believe our 2,200 plus employees that we have, the markets that we serve, in our model. Our model being pushing decision making out to the field, which is unique for a bank our size, and it at times can be challenging, but I do believe it is the reason why we enjoy the results I'm going to share with you here shortly. So, Felicia, next slide. Okay, so here's just a a 3-year history, a couple things I'd like to point out on looking at 2025. Obviously, this is our 5th year in a row of record earnings, earned just a little bit north of $240 million. Our net interest income of $490 million and our non-interest income of $200 million. 30% of our revenue being non-interest income in a bank our size is unique and an outlier. I just want to point that out. It's our treasury income, our trust business, our insurance, mortgage company, all of those fee-generating businesses that we enjoy really is a unique thing for a bank our size in our peer group. Again, a record year, $7.11 diluted EPS. Good growth in tangible book value. I'll talk about that in a minute. At end of the year with assets, a little set, $10 billion. You can look at our 3-year history for loan growth there. $7.6 billion back in 23, a nice kind of $400 million increase in 24, and up to $8.5 billion in 25, so another $500 million in growth there. I would point out we did, prior to year-end 25, close our acquisition of ABOK, converted them in the first quarter. That was about a $400 million acquisition for us in Tulsa, MSA, Collinsville. ROA 1.7%. All these ratios and returns, ROE just short of 14%, top quartile, top decile for our peer group in all these ratios. So the next slide. EPS, again, 5 years in a row at record earnings, $7.11. Good growth there, good trend lines, obviously. Next slide. So our stock price, the metrics that we look at obviously are growing. If we're growing EPS and we're growing tangible book value per share, doing all the things we got to do as a regulated business, we're doing our job. And for 25, 8-year history, you can see average stock price for the year in 2025, $119, the high and the low there, and our tangible book value per share at $49.20 and a 10% compound annual growth rate over the last 8 years, which is very, very, very strong. And our multiple trading at about 2.2 times tangible book. Our peer groups far less than two times. And so our premium valuation, I believe, comes from our people, our model. We've got about 116 locations. We serve in the markets in Oklahoma, 60 plus markets in Oklahoma. Obviously, our Dallas-Fort Worth, our 2 banks in Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and there are 8 locations. So, next slide. Dividend, 31 years in a row of increasing our dividend. You can see the line there is our payout ratio, but you can see the trend line on our dividends per share, and obviously anticipate that occurring again this year. Next slide. We always like to look at, we kind of close with this one. This is our drop the mic kind of closer, but you can see since our IPO in 93, the blue line is a BancFirst stock, year-end 2025 there. The orange line is the S&P 500, and the gray and the yellow are the 2 indexes that we follow, that we are in. The KDW index, and I believe the other one's the KRE. So obviously, we like to talk about delivering above market returns with below market risk, and I think this slide illustrates that. And I would be happy to answer any questions if there are any. Hearing none. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Is there anything else that we need to discuss in the shareholders meeting? Anyone have any questions?
You're unmuted.
Concerns they'd like to bring up? Seeing none, we'll stand adjourned unless there's objection.
You're muted.
And I don't see any objection. Thank you for being